What's up everyone, I'm HesXXX. Welcome to my new video on nightmares. It's a part of my Breaking the Silence on the 22 a day, and let's get a little bit of information out there for you. I am not a trained medical professional. I am a trained peer support specialist specializing in dealing with PTSD and other trauma related to PTSD. Today we're going to talk about the 3 most common types of nightmares and my personal method on how to alleviate your nightmares. So without any further ado, let's get into it, shall we? First type of nightmare we're going to discuss are called idiopathic nightmares. They are not directly linked to any one traumatic event, but can be caused by stress, anxiety, as well as other mental health disorders, including nightmare disorder. The second type of nightmares are called recurring nightmares. And just like the name, they repeat themselves in very similar themes. Now, these can actually be caused by traumatic events, but that's usually not the case. Most of the time, they're actually caused by mental health disorders, substance abuse, and certain medications. Third type of nightmare, and this is the one that if you're watching this video, you may have. And they're called traumatic nightmares. And these are generally directly linked to PTSD. And they'll be extremely vivid. They'll be almost lifelike for you. And that's a traumatic nightmare. These are definitely caused by PTSD. Now, what really separates traumatic nightmares from the other 2 types is the fact that they can actually occur at any point in your sleep cycle. Now, my method to alleviating my personal traumatic nightmares is a combination of IRT, which is image rehearsal therapy, CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, as well as systematic desensitization. Now, just throwing a disclaimer out there, if you're going to try my method, talk to a professional first and see if it's going to be best for you, because quite frankly, this could trigger even worse nightmares for you. This is just a method that has worked for me, and I've been developing it for over 14 years. It has taken me 14 years to develop this method to alleviate my nightmares. So the very first thing that I do is I make sure that I think about my traumatic event a few hours a day. That way I desensitize myself to whatever context my nightmares are going to be in. Whatever that may be for you, you should at least do that. The second thing I do is I write down my traumatic event, because what a nightmare really is, especially in this particular context, a traumatic nightmare, is it's your brain trying to work through that trauma and not doing a very good job of it. So what you should do is take that trauma head on. Do not let it control your life. I did for a very long time, until I started to write down what that trauma was. After I started writing it down more and more, I became a little bit more desensitized to it. But then I needed to develop methods to be able to deal and cope with my trauma. The best thing to do is change your thought process, change your outlook, change your perspective. You can do whatever it is you want to do, and your trauma does not get to decide for you. So this is probably one of the hardest parts of alleviating your nightmares using this method, is recognizing that you need to change your thought process so you can actually get a good night's sleep. Now, the last thing that I like to do is calm down just before bed. So 15 to 20 minutes before, I'll listen to music that I find calming, or I'll actually watch videos that I find calming. Now, for me, my music taste is probably different from yours. So I find Jim Croce and Harry Chapin to be my calming music. I also find fishing videos to be quite calming for me. That could be so much different for you. You have to figure out what's coming for you and then implement those steps. Now, this has been my method to treat my nightmares for the last 5 or 6 years. Keep in mind, I've been working on this for the last 14. This has actually worked out very well for me. But again, check with your medical professional to see if this is going to be right for you. Because what's good for me may not be good for you, and what's good for you may not be good for me. So you always need to make sure that you check beforehand so you don't make your symptoms worse. I'm glad you watched this video, and if you got anything out of it, and I hope you did, please hit that like button. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this, share it with them. I believe in you. You've got this. Remember to always keep your chin up and your eyes forward.